Ooh,
I was slouching.
Angelica looks
She's
great.
pretty hot. I
Dude, your
mean,
photo is smoking.
maybe I need to start off the introduction like today's guest is hot.
Your photo is smoking hot.
All right, so let's try again. Welcome to the Now Making Moves in Real Estate podcast. I am your host, the General, and my co-host here, C Twist. So, at the end of the day, Courtney and I are surrounded by some powerhouse women, right? Women
Yes.
that are like building their organizations, women in our lives that are friends and family. And we've always had these conversations around our health, like with hormones as we get older.
Mm.
So today, our guest is like this incredibly like, beautiful woman that I'm looking at. It's like
Hot
she's
tamale.
super hot. So,
Delicious.
but besides all of her beauty and hotness, she's got quite an interesting story that we're gonna go through. But she's a coach, a business mentor, and she created something called the Aligned Method program, which is a fully customized system that's helped over 900 women ditch
Mm.
their diets, clean up their gut, which that's such an incredible topic that we'll get to.
Mhm.
But without further ado, I want to introduce you to Angelica Ventrice
Very
to the
good.
show. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me and for the lovely introduction. And I'm excited to be here. We talked a little bit on Instagram and I told you I work with a lot of realtors, so this feels really aligned. And we have a similar background in that we both did pharmaceutical sales as well. And that's kind of what, long story short, should I share my journey really quickly? Like how the heck I
Yeah. Yes.
so yeah, so I'm originally from New York. You might hear the accent come out, but I now reside in beautiful Maui. Cannot complain living here. Yes, you guys love to visit.
I
Uh,
love Maui.
yeah, once I took my business online, I was like, I could live anywhere, so I'm gonna live in Maui, Hawaii, right? So I come from a background in pharmaceutical sales. It was a great career, but for any of you that are familiar with it, I know you guys are as well. It's rough, like you push, you push, you push, and I got really burnt out. I gained even more weight. I was 40 pounds heavier. And while I was thriving in my career, I was not thriving in my body. I was exhausted. I was exhausted from the entertaining and the drinking and the lifestyle. And you guys get it as realtors. You do a lot of that as well. Like you guys go from house to house. I went from doctor's office to doctor's office. You live out of your car. I lived out of my car. So I get that kind of like that hustle mentality. And there's nothing wrong with hustling, but I'm here to teach people how to do it in a healthy way. But anyway, long story short, I lost 40 pounds. And when I went through that journey, something in me was like, I need to do this for a living. Like, I need to help other people feel aligned and confident, energetic. It's not just about, like you said, the diets or the number on the scale. It's about a feeling, it's about being in an energetic state. And when you're in a higher energetic state, you thrive more in your career and your relationships in your life. Right. So, here we are with the Align method, but there was a journey through there where I went through like versus like fitness training and nutrition coaching. And it's really expanded into like the mindset, the spirituality, the deep gut health optimization as well, metabolic alignment. So I've expanded over the years, obviously as we grow, but it all started with my own transformation journey
And how long ago was that? Did you say?
15 years ago.
15.
Yeah, so I've
Wow.
been for 15 years. Yeah.
So you ditched pharma, but
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure that that experience served you well in what you're doing now, because I know for sure, like for
Yeah.
me, I mean, it really creates like a savage sales
Totally. Yeah.
career.
And I've been selling since I'm 16. I started sneakers. Like I've always loved sales. I worked in the mall. Like 6 second I could drive. My parents were like, get a job. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sell sneakers. So I've always loved selling. So whether it's it's selling pharmaceuticals, doing coaching and helping other people get better at sell. I love sales. Yeah. I think once it's in you, it's in you. And you just like I love helping other people thrive in their sales. But yeah, it is a bit savage. And you also learn you kind of are in a way an entrepreneur. And like, yes, you have your ride-alongs and the people that your bosses in pharmaceutical sales, but it is your entrepreneurial in the way that like it's your territory, it's your business, you grow that area similar to real estate, right?
Mhm. Yeah, so talk about the alignment method?
I love
The align. I wanna
I
hear
love
about that.
that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I actually rebranded the end of last year. I had a program called Fit for Life for a very long time. So for 7 years. I had that program. It was amazing. We helped so many women, but I started to feel like a deep pull. Something felt, what, not to sound corny, out of alignment for me. I'm like, I am I am deeper than a quote unquote fitness coach. And I often get pegged
Mhm.
for that because if you looked at my Instagram and you looked at my body, I'm not saying this to sound any way, but it's like, "Oh, do you compete? Oh, you're so fit. Oh, you must work out 2 hours a day." And it's like, health is a big part of my life. I love lifting weights. It makes me feel good. It helps me stay strong. And also, ladies, if you are 40 plus, you need to be lifting weights. It's not your
Mhm.
age. It's not your hormones. It's the fact that you're not doing the right things to prevent the weight gain. And if you are
Mhm.
steadily and consistently lifting weights from 20s, 30s, and beyond, you don't just turn a certain age and then gain weight because you have a certain level of muscle mass. But anyway, conversation for another day.
Right.
But I get pegged a lot as a fitness coach. I'm like, I'm not a fitness coach. I'm really what I looked at, what I help my clients with, whether they're realtors or entrepreneurs, is finding alignment in their lives, feeling fulfilled, not just in their bodies and their health, but in their businesses and their relationships, and teaching them boundaries and teaching them abundance and teaching them a little bit of spirituality so they can be more present and be more connected to God, source one, whatever it may be. And I'm like, this is alignment. They're aligning in every area of their life. So it's not just about the quote unquote body transformation. We go much deeper than that. It's like mind, body, soul, business.
Mm.
It's everything in that sense.
Was it like a weekly?
Oh,
I mean, you said customizable, so I suppose
so it's a 3 or 6 month program.
okay.
And then we go on longer. Like, we have a lot of clients who've been with us for years. And yeah, there's weekly communication with your coach. There's weekly mindset calls from me, or the like we have a somatic healing call. So we do breath work and meditation. Today actually is a call. So the calls every Wednesday. Then you have one-on-one with your coach. You have customized meal plans, customized movement plans, customized coaching. Right. The mindset homework I give to you is different than the mindset homework I give to client, right? So everything is individualized and customized down to the T, right? Everyone's different. Some clients have
Yeah.
kids, or some clients' kids are, I'm sure you guys are really traveling all around for sports and all
Mhm.
the things. So their workouts maybe everyone is different. It's all individualized. Yeah. But it's
And
one on
so
one and small group.
and you have a team, it sounds like?
Yeah. Yeah. There's no way I could coach all these women.
Yeah.
So I have a team, and then I have 8 women that I do one-on-one business and life coaching with. And then the other women that are in the program are for the health and wellness program. So the women that I work with one-on-one specifically, it's business and mindset and like life coaching. And then in the Align Method flagship program is more like health, wellness, and mindset.
So I think, like, when we do these podcasts, we always want our listeners, which are primarily realtors,
Mhm.
to take, some key nuggets from our experts. And in this case, I think the thing that I struggle with, because Courtney and I have had, health and fitness and food issues and journeys years. We've been friends for like 12 years. And like I lost, I think it was like what?
40?
40 pounds
Oh,
maybe,
wow,
like, the
yeah.
year before. Yeah, and I've and what where I often struggle is, like, the consistency. Like, I'll be consistent for a year, and then a life event occurs, like, similar to what I'm going through right now, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, let's go get Mexican
Great.
food," and I eat the chimichanga that I never would have ate a year ago.
Okay, so let's talk about this, right? So
Yeah.
okay. To get you to lose the 40 pounds, did you feel that you did it in a way where it was unrealistic and a little bit restricted? No judgment, but
No, no, it was easy. I mean, it was
Mhm.
what do you mean?
Well, I did the same diet previously that
Yeah.
she did, and she's extremely disciplined in general, hence ask the general
Right, for
as me.
me. Yeah,
Right.
Her, maybe not. For me,
yeah, for
I
her.
lost the weight, gained it back a year later, and have gone a different route. So I could
Because
say it's fairly restrictive.
Well, it's a restricted thing, but not difficult for me. I heard a different
Oh,
question in that.
okay. Yeah, so I'm restricted in the sense that if you're saying to me a chimichanga, so our words carry energy, right? A
Yeah.
chimichanga that I never would have eaten, to me
Yeah.
signifies this is like the coach in me, my brain is going like layer, layer, layer deep. To me signifies that there was a level of restriction in the plan that you felt like if you ate a chimichanga or if you ate a slice of pizza or if you ate a brownie, you were going to gain weight. That's
No,
the
I no, what I'm saying is that I know for me that if I even eat a little bit of that chimichanga, I'm gonna feel really gross. And I know the best choice for me is to eat like the chicken salad and I could have like a bite of my husband's enchilada. But ordering a chicken chimichanga is just not it never has served me well. And I know that it's not a good decision. and I made the decision. Actually didn't get the chimichanga, but I did but I
You wanted
did
it?
but I did think about it. I'm like, these are the hard choices that, weren't difficult for me for a very long time. And now I'm like just in a life. I don't want to turn this into a Michelle moment, but when you're in like survival mode, you're like, oh my gosh, I just have a sandwich and some chips. And but you're just making bad choices.
Yeah, you're making bad choices, and the truth is we're always consistent, sometimes we're just consistent in the wrong things. Because 'cause we're always consistent.
Mhm.
You're like, "I'm not consistent," but you're consistent just in the opposite things that you don't wanna be consistent in. But this is a statistic fact, it actually takes 3 to 4 years to shift your identity. So if you did really well,
Mm,
you lost weight in a year, you lost the 40 pounds, most people will gain it back because they haven't continued to do the identity work. It's not
mm,
what you're doing. It's not about don't eat
mm,
this food, take this supplement, don't take this, drink this probiotic, whatever it is,
mm,
for you being on your journey. Just like if you
mhm,
guys are mentoring other agents, you're gonna give them some strategies, right? Sure, you can cold call, you can this, you can,
mhm.
but who are you being? What is your energy? So what happens to a lot of women is they release the weight, but they didn't change who they are at the core. And
What
they revert
so
back
s
to old habits, old mindset patterns
mhm,
without doing that work. So I didn't coach you during the 40-pound weight loss, right?
yeah,
I don't know your past roadblocks, your past trauma. I don't know
yeah,
what's going on in your life, but I would say there are things that you're carrying with you that is now you're like, okay, well, now I'm burnt out. It's like, well, when you did that in the last time, you need to know how to react when you are burnt out, how you
yeah,
feel. You're going to approach your food and your mindset when you are going through a life event. Because guess what? Life is always happening. There's always
Yeah.
right.
struggles, there's always challenges, business blows up,
Yes,
birthdays, there's holidays, so it's like
yeah,
what we teach in our program, this is why it's about sustainability. It's like life is always lifing. So it's
right.
wouldn't say every time that there's a life event, like when my father died, 2/2/20
Passed away.
passed away, okay, like a lot of people gain or lose weight during that time.
Yes,
Didn't, and I'm not saying this to gloat, but I was just like, this is my health, it's a piece of me. He would want me to be healthy, like
yes,
eat even though I wasn't hungry. I was like, I'll have bone broth, I'll have protein shakes, whatever it is. But I did what I needed to do because my body is my vessel. Like my body is my life. Right. So
so, I think what you just said is super interesting that it takes 3 to 4 years to shave your what did you say that one more time?
Shape your
to change
identity.
your identity. So it's 16
Yeah,
to 18 months to have a habit become like, part of your lifestyle. So let's say now you wake up a little bit earlier or you added in meditation
right.
and your walks and you're like, okay, yeah, this is starting to feel like part of my lifestyle. But a true identity shift, 3 to 4 years. Think about it.
Wow.
Even 50s and 60s, a lot of my clients are those age ranges. You have a lifelong worth of habits and subconscious patterning to break through.
Mhm,
Think in just a year you healed it.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. That's interesting. I've
Well,
never heard that
it's
statistic.
it's kinda like the ramp up of a brand new realtor.
Same
Mm,
You know, there's a couple of
on
years it
both,
takes.
right? Yeah. I mean, you'll see the glorification. "Oh, I made 100K in my first month." Yeah, okay,
yeah,
but there's a lot of glorification, and even in the real estate world too, like, "Oh, it's all these houses." It's like, no, there was a grind, there was a push, we had the buildup, right? Yes,
Right.
you can be that, I would say more exception where you blow up your business in your first year, first 2 years, but yeah, there's a build. You know what I mean? There's a build for
Yeah.
sure.
A runway.
A runway.
I think that was really interesting to hear because 'cause I've never thought about that.
I didn't think it was so long. So
Yeah,
you hear, like, we read it, like,
habit.
Atomic Habits
Yeah,
and
It's a form of habit, yeah, if that was true, everyone would be fit and on their game.
right.
Like,
yeah,
so it's not
yeah.
their like, it just takes way longer. Even for myself, I used to be a really bad binge eater. Like, yeah, I was very
Mhm,
depressed. Had suicidal thoughts, like very, very like growing up, I bad. And even sometimes this day, like I'll have a bout. Very rare, but I'll have a bout where I binge eat, right? So there's still some like
mhm,
subconscious programming that causes me to do that. So we're all always works in progress. There is no end
mhm,
date, right? It's a journey. So even if you hit your numbers in real estate or you lost all the weight you want to lose, what are you doing next? And who are you being?
mhm.
He's not done.
Yeah,
For
that's
you,
powerful.
yeah,
That's
so for you,
powerful.
me, like, not really knowing your whole story, I would say, like, there's deep mindset work and identity work
Mhm.
that needed to be done for you to now just
Yeah,
maintain this,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, I that was helpful for me. So
Good.
we can conclude now. No, I'm kidding. I might have to find out
Business.
about your plan,
Yeah. First session is done.
I know. Well, no, I think that's a really great nugget to walk away with because I tell you what, I'm disciplined and I can do the work and I'm aware and I know realtors that are listening to this can relate. I know women
Yeah.
can relate. So knowing that, you got to put in way more than a year or 40 pounds. It's 3 years to really see. That's impactful.
Well,
Yeah,
some
and just
I
think about your age too, like, think
yeah.
about thing and when I talk about trauma in our program, like, even, like, your issues live in your tissues. So even going into gut health,
Mm,
your gut health forms from the time you're in your mother's womb. Right? So even when you're born, you're not like a clean slate because whatever stress she was going through, however she was eating, whatever toxins she took in, you took them in, right? Then think about yourself. Think about all the interactions, all the stressors, everything you've dealt with in your whole entire life. So yeah, you lost that 40 pounds, but what's going on in here? And also what's going on in here? There still could be a level of inflammation. So we're just so intricate as human beings, which is why I'm
Mhm.
kind of against like calories in, not kind of. I'm very against calories in, calories out. Just count macros. Do I think that you need a small deficit? Yes. Do I understand that macros can help you? Yes. But if we want to zoom out and we're doing this for our life, for a life transformation to keep the weight off and feel good forever,
Mhm.
it's not those things. We go deeper.
Mhm. Makes
mhm.
sense. What were you gonna ask?
Well, I was just thinking, so if we shift a little bit, I'm thinking the life of a realtor, the one thing that I feel like so many would say is, I just don't have a lot of time,
Busy.
especially when it comes to working out. You know what I mean? Like, do
Yeah.
we say, okay, well, go work out at 4 in the morning? Or is it that we're mismanaging our time or we just have the wrong priorities? Or what are some of the stuff you do?
So yeah. So
Yeah, along that.
being that we work with, I don't want to say mainly real, like I would say 70% of our clientele is realtors. And I hold workshops throughout the country for realtors as well. So this is a thing that comes up all the time. I would say it's a few of those things you just said. It's about priorities because if something is important enough to you, you will do it.
Mhm.
How much time do you spend scrolling your phone or answering your emails in the morning? Right? You can allot that time to a 15-minute workout. I have a client, she's actually owns her own financial firm in California. Her workouts are 15 minutes. She's in her 60s. She's highly successful, multimillionaire in California. She said, Angie, which she calls me Angie. She's like, Angie, I just need really short workouts, like 15 minutes. I go, great. But every time she goes to these conferences and meets with her colleagues, she'll live like, how are you reverse aging? Because it's
Mhm,
not the length of time for things, it's the consistency over
Mhm.
time and
Mhm.
how you're showing up. If you show up
Mhm.
powerfully in those 15 minutes, you're gonna have results, right?
Mhm.
It's like if you attend a mindset training and you're sitting there scrolling on your phone and not taking notes, you weren't shifted, nothing moved. If you attend with presence, just in those 15 minutes, you could have like you guys just had a shift in 2 minutes, right? You could have a big transformation. So it's not actually the length of time, it's your intentionality in it.
Mhm.
So I would say stop focusing on like that you don't have time because we can make time. Really. I mean, my clients, not
especially 15 minutes. I'm like, come
yeah,
on, 15
yeah,
minutes is
and then be
nothing.
realistic with your goals. So if you're like, Coach Ange, I want to look like you, then we need longer than 15
Yeah.
minutes. We 30 minutes, 5 times a week, strength
Yeah.
training, right? But be like for just to get the ball rolling, start with 15,
Yeah.
then go to 20, right? It's
Mhm.
all about like, is it important to you? And if
Mhm.
when ladies say that to me, I'm like, okay, picture yourself in 5 years if you don't make a change. How's that feel? How's
Mhm.
that look?
Mhm.
Probably doesn't feel good. And also for us high vibing females, we all like to make money, right?
Mhm.
We're all yes,
Yeah, we do.
yeah, we do. Hello. We all like to make
Hello.
money. But all the money in the world is useless if you don't feel aligned and confident in your body. If you're traveling on
Mhm.
these vacations and you're covering up, or you're like, "Ooh, I don't know if I could eat that," or it's just it's a gross way to live. Like you
Mhm.
deserve more than that. So I throw it
Mhm.
back and I'll say, "Okay, I hear you and I see you that you're busy, but you're no different than all my clients who also
Mhm.
have kids who are traveling. We have clients who travel 3 weeks out of the month. I have another client whose kid is these young cheerleaders are like traveling through the world, like they're really good. Like, yeah, a lot of my clients have these little chill daughters. They're so cute, but it's like it's a lot. So they're on
Mhm.
top of running their businesses, then they're going to different states, a few weeks out of the month for these cheer competitions. So you're no more busy than anyone else. It's just, do you
Mhm.
want us to help you figure it out? Because where there's a will, there's a way. Are you open and coachable to us helping you figure it out? That's really what it comes down to. And no, it doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to be complicated. It's also like saying, I don't have time to meal prep. Well, you had time to stop and go to Whole Foods or go here,
Mhm.
You also can just pack up your lunch the night before. That was a big shift I made doing pharmaceutical sales. I kept stopping at Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and snacks to the office. I'm like, "Oh, I'll just eat what I'm bringing them." All of a sudden, there goes the belly, right? Like eating the donuts, eating the things. I'm like, "Okay, I'm just gonna take my lunch and like get a cooler and eat in the parking lot." Like, hello, it's these things that sometimes we just get so caught up in our day to day, we can't
Mhm.
see outside of ourselves, and that's what a coach is there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. What about alcohol? What's
Yes.
your take on alcohol? I
Good
think
question.
we hit
Yeah,
on
that's a very fair question. Yeah, I mean, I definitely love a good spicy margarita. I love a nice a nice glass of champagne or nice red wine. And I'm never gonna tell my clients not to have a drink, just like I'm never gonna tell my clients not to have pizza or brownie. I believe in balance. But as we do know, alcohol is a toxin. So it'll cause brain fog, it'll affect your gut. And what most people don't realize is that when you drink alcohol, your body actually processes it before it processes the food. So let's say you go
Hmm.
to an evening dinner with some clients and you have 2, 3 glasses of wine, right? That's like almost 400 calories. Your body's processing the alcohol, the liver wants to get the toxins out, and then the food just gets stored as fat.
I didn't know that. You know that
Mm.
already?
That makes you second kinda guess, like, how many drinks do you wanna have and how many are you having through the week? So, like I said, I just now as I've gotten older and I'm in perimenopause and I could the difference also, the cleaner you are, the
Mhm.
healthier you eat, the cleaner you live your lifestyle. I do think you feel it more, but, like, yeah, when we went to Italy, I drank wine every day. When my husband and I go on date nights, I definitely have a glass of wine. The difference is I used to have 3, and now I have
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I used to be easy, like, we could split a bottle, start with a cocktail. I don't do that anymore, and I'm not
Mhm.
judging if you do, but, like, if you really desire to feel better, to have more energy, to reverse burnout, to clear the brain fog, to have, a digestive system where you're pooping on a regular basis. I know so many women that don't. These are the little shifts you can make, you know? So, like I said, I love a good spicy margarita. I hold retreats in Tulum. We have a tequila tasting. We had a margarita making class. Like, listen, it's fun.
Have the fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just think be conscious of it and once again, be intentional. Like if
Mhm.
you're someone who's networking a lot or you're holding a lot of open houses, or I see there's a lot of champagne, all these things, don't need to have it at every freaking open house. You don't need to have it at
Mhm.
dinner. Just be realistic.
Well, and at the end of the day, I feel like we're aging, we know how all of this makes us feel. Like I know if I have drinks in the evening, I'm up peeing all night and I'm not getting good nights of
You don't
sleep.
get good sleep, then you're
No.
bloated. Yeah, then you're exhausted the next day. And if you're
Oh,
like, we're talking,
we know this at
we know.
40 plus years old. Like, so if you choose to do it, like we just went to the dinner on Saturday. I was like, I don't have time to pee all night. Like,
No, and
I'm
they say,
I,
like, I really like, one makes you feel the next day. So, like I said, but I
yeah.
think understand, excuse me, the science behind it, so I think it's important to point out, and unfortunately, it is a toxin, as good as it tastes, it's a toxin.
Mm,
There's a lot of
yeah.
cool mocktails out there. I mean, we in Maui, there's something called kratom and kava, so it's a drink made from a plant, so we'll often do that, and it could have, like, a relaxing effect or an upper effect. So that's really what I drink nowadays.
Okay, for the sake of time, I
Okay.
wanted to ask one other question because you touched on the breath work,
Oh, thank you. I
and
wanted to ask her about that
that's
too.
something I'm really interested in diving into. Can you talk a little bit about that before we
Yeah.
sign off?
Of course. So I decided years ago to bring a breath work and meditation coach into my program because at the end of the day, we all store a lot of stress and trauma in our bodies. And it's one thing to sit there and do affirmations and journal, but where does it live? It lives in your body, right? So what I really believe is by having our clients do the breath work and calm their nervous system down, they're getting out of that fight or flight. At the end of the day, that, like we said, all that stress is living in your body. And if you're feeling burnt out and if you're feeling exhausted, most of my clients, they don't meditate, they don't ground, they don't take the time, right? Yes, we're teaching them, but I wanted something in my program was going to force them to sit down and sit still and learn how to breathe. And they're all different topics. So like actually I just messaged with Jenna, my breathwork coach. I said, "What's tonight's topic?" And she said, "Self-trust and connecting to higher self." So for me, where I'm at in my life right now, that self-trust is definitely something with, I launched these new workshop and it's just these new workshops and just trusting. Anyway, but she'll do the breath work on different topics. It could be an inner child one, it could be stress reduction, whatever it is. But they're all really beautiful and it's a way for us to connect and calm our nervous systems down and to release energy. because your body's holding on to, like I said, stress and trauma. And through the breath, you're able to release a lot. Sometimes you may cry, sometimes you may laugh, sometimes you may not feel anything. But either way, it's a time for my clients to come to zen out and to breathe because I really feel like us high achievers, we don't freaking breathe. I didn't even
Mm.
sentence that I just long run on sentence. Yeah, like take a freaking breath, slow down. So we'll teach different breathing techniques in the program, but I have a specific breathwork coach as well because somatic healing needs to be part of your overall body transformation journey of your business. Like it's just it you really need to get into the body to have a huge shift.
How long do people normally do it for, the breath work?
Um in on the Zoom, they're like 20, 30 minutes.
Mhm.
In person, like when I have them at retreats, they're gonna go a little longer, like 45 minutes. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's a Zoom,
Yes,
and then okay,
all clients, yeah.
okay.
Even just like this, Zoom, all my clients hop onto Zoom. We have Zoom calls every Wednesday. The last Wednesday of the month is the breath work and visualization. And then I lead other meditations during the month. I enjoy it because, like I said, I know that I don't, some of my clients meditate, but if they do, they don't do it as regularly as me. And I just know the positive effects that it has on the physiological body and reward
Mhm.
brain. And breath work does this.
I love that. I did that class how long ago was that? A couple years ago, positive intelligence, and we did these little things where you're like rub your hands or you could be in the car.
PQ, P
I had my whole leadership team
yeah.
and we were doing PQ. Let's gonna do our PQs. And it was just like little couple minutes and we do it before big meetings or and I felt so good. And then I finished the class and then now I totally don't do it.
Yeah, see,
Uh,
gotta just I mean, pick one thing you liked from it and implement it every day, and if you need to, just, like,
Mm.
put it in your phone. So when I first started medicating, it wasn't regular for me, but my functional medicine doctor actually prescribed me to it because I had such horrible gut issues. He's like, "Your body is, like, literally in fight or flight, you need to calm it down." So this was 8
wow.
years ago, and that's when I started meditating. Started with 5 minutes, and then 8, and then 10, but it was in my phone, like, "Wake up and freaking meditate," because to me, it was a foreign thing. So to you, of doing these things, you did it during the class, but so foreign to you, it's like now start to implement it in your life, putting your phone. Make yourself do it every day at lunch or every day, whatever time, you know. But
Right.
yeah, also do tapping. If you guys are familiar with tapping, also helps move energy. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we
I
do a lot.
think this is like a really great reminder, the power of having a coach. Like
Thank you.
coaches,
Yeah.
Yes.
like all like in the past, and the power of having a coach, I think for real estate agents, you hear you got to have a coach, have a coach on this, a coach on this, and it's rare that we talk about having a coach that helps in this aspect of our life. So I definitely appreciate your willingness to join us today because I know having a coach can help, and Courtney's had coaching. So I'm hoping that, you can leave our listeners with any additional information that might, trigger them to like contact you tomorrow and say, "Hey, Coach Angie, how can you help me?"
Yeah, so I have a free masterclass called Reset Your Metabolism. It's really great. It covers some of the stuff we talked about, covers the nutrition, the mindset, gut healing, hormone optimization, stress management. So that'd be great. If you're like, well, I don't have the time to watch it. Okay, fine.
When is that? When is it?
It's evergreen. So yeah, so it's like, and can send it to anyone at any time. So I don't
Oh, okay.
yeah, so they can watch it anytime. So if you want the Reset Metabolism Masterclass, it's about an hour, but it's broken up into 4 sections. So you can watch it at your own convenience. Or if you're like, okay, I just need something more bite-sizable, I can send you my gut healing meal plan. That's a great little start, easy to follow along. And you can message me on Instagram. I have a burnout reversal guide. I have a lot of free resources. So if you want something right now, just step into my world, just send me an Instagram message and let me know you heard me on the podcast.
We're gonna do it
Where can they find you? So that's what you.
on Instagram.
Yeah, well, you always say like, How can they find you?" That was like she teed you up.
Yep. Look her up on Instagram. And so is it just it's your name on Instagram, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
the Angelica Ventrice. The N. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we will take the free 60-minute.
Okay, I will send it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. And we will get this out to our listeners. We're so thankful
Yes,
for you
thank you for
joining
sharing
us. It was such a
this.
great time, at least
Yeah,
for
this was
me. I
fun.
needed to meet you. So
Oh,
thank
it was
you.
great.
You those nuggets. I'm glad we I mean, we can do another podcast. There's way more nuggets. We do one just on gut health, literally, and how gut health and how healing your gut will make you more money.
Oh yeah, we like that. I'll have you on our atomic tea meeting, which is
Oh yeah. Yeah.
actually.
We have also the Fast Break Friday, which is
Multiple
yeah,
platforms that we
we'll have you on that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so many more things I could talk about with you all day. Yeah, you guys let me know. It was great meeting you. I love your energy.
Yeah. Thank you so
same.
much. I appreciate your time.
Have a good day.
Yeah, bye guys.
Bye.
Awesome.